To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing, end them. To die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to, 'tis a consumption devoutly to be wished. To die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life, for who would bear the whips and scorns of time, the oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely? Excuse me. The pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would Fardales bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ill we have than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pitch and moment with disregard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action. Soft you now, fair Ophelia, nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord, have us your honour for this many a day.
I humbly thank you well.
Could beauty, my lord, have better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly, for the power of beauty will sooner transform honesty from what it is to a bawd, than the force of honesty can translate beauty into his likeness. This was some time a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you may believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we shall relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breed of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but yet it could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offences at my beck than I have thought to put them in. Imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should such fellows as I do crawling between earth and heaven? We are rant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where's your father?
At home, my lord.
Let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in own's house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, ye sweet heavens.
If thou dost not marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow, thou shalt not escape calumny. Get thee to a nunnery, farewell. If thou wilt need marry, marry a fool, for wise men know well enough that monsters you make of them. To a nunnery go, and quickly too. Farewell.
Heavenly powers, restore him.
I have heard of your paintings too, well enough. God hath given you one face, and you make yourself another. You jig and amble, and you lisp. You nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll know more on it. It hath made me mad. I say we will have no more marriage. Those that are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest shall keep us as they are. To a nunnery go.
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. The courtier's soldiers, scholar's eye, tongue and sword, thy expectancy and rose a fair estate, the glass fashion and the mould of form, the obsessed observers, quite down, and I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honesty with his musical vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled, out of time and harsh, the unmatched form and state of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
For us and for our tragedy, here stooping to your clemency, we beg your hearing patiently. Good one.
Is this the prologue or the posy of a ring?
'Tis brief, my lord.
As woman's love.
Thoughts black, hands apt, drugs fit, and time agreeing. Confederate season else no creature's foreseeing. Thou mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, thou hectic spun, thrice blasted, thrice infected, thy natural magic and dire property, unwholesome life, usurp immediately.
The king rises!
What, frightened with false fire?
How fares, my lord?
Give over the play. Give me some light. Away! Lights, lights, lights! My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Then I will come to my mother by and by. They fill me to the top of my bed. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friends.
He's going to his mother's closet. Behind the array, I'll convey myself. To hear the process, I'll warrant she'll tax him home. And as you said, and wisely was it said, 'tis meet that some more audience than a mother, since nature makes them partial, should overhear the speech of vantage. Fare you well, my liege, I'll call upon you ere you go to bed, and tell you what I know. Oh, my offense is rank, it smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. What if this cursed hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be, since I'm still possessed of those effects for which I did not murder, my crown, my own ambition, my queen. O wretched state, O bosom black as death, O limed soul, that's struggling to be free, art more engaged, help, angels, make essay, bow, stubborn knees and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of newborn babe, all may be well.
Hey, a villain kills my father. For that, I his sole son do this same villain send to heaven.
He will come straight, look you lay home to him, tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him. I'll silence me even here, pray you, be round with him.
Mother, mother,
I'll
mother!
warn you, fear me not, withdraw, I hear him coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer me with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question me with a wicked tongue.
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and, would it were not so, you are my mother.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help, ho!
What? Ho! Help!
Oh, now, a rat? Dead for a ducat, dead! Ah!
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed this is.
A bloody deed, almost as bad, good mother, as to kill a king and marry his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, it was my word. Thou wretched rash and shooting fool, farewell. I took for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy in some danger.
What have I done that thou darst wag thy tongue in noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty.
Aimee, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Here is your husband like a mild wed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed, and batten on this moor? Ha! Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday and the blood is tame. It's humble and what's upon the judgment, and what judgment would step from this to this. Oh shame, where's thy blush, rebellious hell? If thou canst mutine, then a Malchion's bones to flaming youth let virtue be as wax and melt her own fire.
Oh, Hamlet, speak no more.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, student corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty.
Oh, speak to me no more. These words like dangers enter my ears.
A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part tithe of your precedent lord, of vice, of kings. A cut purse of the empire and the rule, that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it into his pocket.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night, but go not to my uncle's bed. Assume a virtue, if you have it not. That monster, custom, who all sense doth eat, of habits devil, is angel yet in this. That to the use of actions fair and good, he likewise gives a frock, a livery that aptly is put on. Once more, good night, and when you are desirous to be blessed, I'll be blessing beg of you. For the same, Lord. I do repent, but heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me. That I must be there, scourge and minister, I will bestow him, and will answer well the death I have gave him. So again, good night, I must be cruel only to be kind.
Like, Aileen's leg, it's like...
Turn it inside out so I can see the part of you that's drifting over me. And when I wake, you're never there. And when I sleep, you're everywhere.
You don't die yet.
Good stuff. Oh, hey.
Just tell me how I got
Hey,
this far.
a villain kills my father. For that, his sole son, who this same villain sent to him.
I'm dead.
Cause you're
I'm dead. Wait, come up.
I'm not alone.
Yep.